All right, today we're cracking open the blueprint for HERA. It's this incredibly ambitious project, and I mean, they're trying to build a whole new digital world completely from scratch. And get this, it all kicks off with gaming, but the end game, we're talking a multi-trillion-dollar market. So yeah, let's dive right in and see how they plan to pull this off.
And really, that's the fundamental question at the heart of this whole thing, right? The HERA source docs, well, they lay out this super detailed, multi-layered roadmap for building a digital economy. So what we're going to do is break that whole strategy down, piece by piece, layer by layer.
Okay, so first things first. You need people, right? You can't have a new world without inhabitants. HERA's game plan for this is totally laser-focused on getting those first users in the door, and they do it by creating what the source material calls a wealth generation effect.
And right at the heart of that strategy is this thing, the HERA mining machine. Seriously, you can think of it as the foundational economic engine for this whole new world. The idea is that it's the only thing that produces value at the very beginning. It just generates a steady stream of tokens for its owners, which, you guessed it, creates that super powerful incentive for people to jump in.
All right, so you've got your users. They're in, they're excited about the promise of wealth. Now what? The next big challenge is, how do you keep them there? Well, HERA's solution is this really clever two-pronged gaming strategy, and each part of it is designed for a completely different reason.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Check this out. On one side, you've got your Category A games. Think fast, super competitive. They're all about using game theory to create what they call user stickiness, basically to keep people hooked and coming back for more. Then on the other side, you have Category B games. These are the total opposite. They're slow, they're story-driven, and they're focused on long-term asset growth. This is about getting people really invested in building out the world itself. So let's look at an example, a Category A game they call Red Envelope. The mechanics here show you just how high stakes it is. It's basically a game of chance. One person sends out a bunch of tokens and secretly picks a mine number. Then, a bunch of other people grab a share of those tokens. Here's the catch. Everyone checks the very last digit of the amount they grabbed. If your last digit matches the sender's secret number, boom, you have to pay a penalty. If not, you're good. It's this super fast-paced competitive loop, and it's designed to keep you playing constantly.
So, okay, all these games are buzzing with activity inside the HERA world, but the source material is super direct about where the real value, the real money is supposed to come from. And that brings us to what they call HERA's core economic engine.
I mean, look at this. This quote from the project documents just lays it all out, crystal clear. The real strategy isn't just about the players inside the game. It's all about attracting money from the outside.
So you're probably asking, what exactly is this secondary market they're talking about? Well, the documents define it as all the experienced blockchain players and crypto traders out there. You know, the big fish. In other words, it's outside capital, completely separate from that initial gaming community they're building.
And they have a very specific four-step plan to capture this market. It's pretty wild. First, they recruit a core group of loyal early members. Second, they train them in coordinated DeFi, that's decentralized finance strategies. Now here's the kicker. This trained group coordinates their trading to create what they call an attractive K-line chart. That's just a fancy way of saying a price chart that looks really healthy, always going up. And the whole point of that is to attract those much larger external investors who are always looking for the next big thing.
So what's in it for this core group, right? Well, this number says it all. The documents state and they call this conservative, a 100x return on their investment for helping pull this off. Yeah, that's a pretty powerful motivator, to put it mildly.
Okay, so you've got this potential for massive returns. You have this complex market with insiders and outsiders. You're going to need a seriously robust way to manage all of that economic activity. So the next layer of their plan is to build an entire internal financial system. They literally call it having tools for macro control. It's like they're creating a digital nation-state with its own Federal Reserve. And this whole system is built on 4 pillars. Each one acts like a major financial institution, and they're all designed to regulate the flow of assets and money inside the HERA world. You've got a bank, an insurance provider, a fund, and a securities arm.
And this table breaks down what each one is supposed to do. The bank? It's basically their central bank, managing liquidity. Insurance? That's there to offer protection and build trust, especially for new folks. The fund is for people who want to diversify their investments. And then the securities pillar, that's the big one. It's the bridge to the real world. designed to bring actual company assets into this digital economy. I mean, it is a remarkably complete design for a self-regulating financial system.
But here's the thing. All of this, the games, the market strategy, even that whole financial system, that's just the foundation. That's just stage one. Now we get to the project's ultimate, long-term ambition. And believe me, it stretches way, way beyond this initial digital world.
Just look at this roadmap. It shows a really clear evolution. By 2027, the goal is to have a full-blown media franchise. We're talking all the games launched, plus a 60-episode animated series to build up the IP. After that, they're expanding into feature films, physical merch like action figures and trading cards, and then, by 2030, the whole vision pivots. They want to become a major platform for tokenizing real-world businesses.
And just to give you a sense of the scale of that final phase, the document points to this number, $16 trillion. That's the projected size of the global real-world asset market by 2030. And remember, RWAs are things like tokenizing real estate or company stocks on the blockchain. So yeah, that's the massive, massive target they are ultimately aiming for.
Which, of course, brings us right back to the central question. After we've broken down this whole incredibly detailed plan, from the games to the market strategy to its very own financial system, you have to wonder, right? Is this an ambitious blueprint for a genuinely new and sustainable digital economy? Or is it just a super complex system that's ultimately built on speculation? That really is the question at the heart of the whole HERA project.